everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 104.
Yep, 104. Congratulations. 104.
Yeah, okay. Apparently Slicer is out for this one because his internet is mad at him. In fairness, it's been mad at everyone recently. Well, Skype at least has. Is Slicer here?
I think, maybe. I see his face on the thing, and there's no waiting.
Yeah.
Thing. Slicer,
you need to have your mic on. There we go. Hi, Slicer.
On.
Hello.
It's always a battle to get Slicer in here.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so I'm Casey. Hi. And with me we have Zero.
Hi. How you doing?
Slicer, sort of.
Sort of.
Guy.
What? Hey.
And Kenshi.
hi, I'm Kenshi618. And if you pull out into traffic and nearly hit me because you were texting on your phone and I see you, I will flip you off as I drive past.
I actually have a story related to driving and texting today. The other week, I was driving out of my neighborhood, and I looked down at my phone for a second, which is a big mistake. You should never do that, kids and adults and creepy old men. But you should never do that, because when you drive, while looking at your phone, I went up on the curb and somehow popped both of my two right tires.
Good. That's what you get. That's what you get.
So that was a morning. I had to pay out. We had a coupon, so it was only $223 instead of $263, which is saved a bit off that, but lesson learned.
So really, by fucking up, you saved money, is what you're saying. So good job there.
I'm saying I screwed up, but at least I had a coupon. So
that sounds very quotable to me.
And then, after we dropped my car off to get fixed, because my dad was home, me and my dad went out for Chinese food for lunch, and it was good.
Hooray.
So ultimately, it turned out to be an okay day, although it did suck, and work sucked as well on that same day. So really, at least I got Chinese food.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Right, so first off is what we're doing. I think Zero started us off there, technically, so fuck it, Zero, go, whatever.
So I started reading that Mato Shinji and the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, the thing that Slicer recommended.
Yeah, that Slicer recommended last week. And it's very well written, I'd say, in terms of just how much this person knows about the Harry Potter universe, how much they know about the extended Nasuverse for Fate's Stay and everything. So there's a lot of knowledge that goes into that, and you can see there's a lot of research has gone behind this fic. I just kind of have one problem, and that's Shinji himself as a character.
Shinji himself as a character tends to be a problem.
But no, it's not that he makes him a complete jerk and everything. It's that he goes completely the opposite way, and it doesn't even feel like Shinji from canon in any way, shape, or form. And that's not entirely bad. It's just it's just it would be okay if everything that happened that changed Shinji was explainable, but instead you get Shinji who is smart, intelligent. You know, he's cunning, he's brave, he's charismatic. He's getting all the ladies.
That's not him, no.
I mean, it's. I understand you can make him wise because he likes reading, and I can get that. He's not brave normally, and it's just the character himself just gets boring. Like, I read through the first book, and this person has done multiple books, and Celeste just left. I feel like it's his internet connection, but I also feel like he's upset because I don't like it. But I went on to the second book this person wrote, because they wrote over the multiple books in the series. Heirs of Slytherin was the next one, where they completely cut out the Chamber of Secrets and went straight on to Prisoner of Azkaban, even though it's only 1 year afterwards, but still Sirius breaks out like a year early. And
I've seen that happen before.
And that's not bad. The problem is that this author really likes to repeat himself on things that have happened in the past a lot.
Oh God, what the fuck was his name? Was it Robst? I think it might have been Robst. I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, I read a writer that did that a lot, and people really started to get off the rag on him about it.
It likes to do that, and there's a lot of the pacing has some really major issues where it's just there'll be tons and tons of dialogue, and this is stuff I learned from the extended Nasu-verse, and this is stuff from the extended Harry Potter world and everything, and it's not very. It just slows down the pace. A lot of it is just irrelevant information. And ultimately, I feel like, where's the action? And I just start skimming everything. And then,
okay, so it wasn't Robst, it was Radoslav. But, yeah, he's done a few stories that are very much similar to that. 585,000 words is one of his stories.
Yeah.
At an estimate, because I did read this story and I really, really regret it, about maybe 50,000 words was actually story, and the rest of it was literally characters telling other characters about what has happened. And then later, those characters that just found out about what happened will tell other characters. And that's what happened for most of the story. That's literally it. It was the most infuriatingly slow and repetitive bullshit.
It's not quite that bad, but it's more like there's just a combination of all these different issues that, like, with Shinji not being a fun character to read about at all. Because if he was a jerk, at least it would be interesting. But he's more Gary Stu than anything. And Gilderoy Lockhart, when he introduces that character, because that character is supposed to be a showboat, and yeah, okay, this character's a showboat and everything, but the second Lockhart appears, it's just, he gets introduced as the history teacher, because they get Moody as the Defense Against Dark Arts teacher, changes and everything. But Lockhart is basically saying, the Ministry is corrupt, here's all these conspiracy theories, and starts making extremely valid points about problems with the Ministry and the way things are run. And I'm just like, where did Lockhart go? This feels like you're just bashing the Harry Potter verse over and over.
Yeah, and usually you have the new character do that. Usually you would have, well, in this case, Shinji do that, because he's the character that's an outsider and thus doesn't belong in the setting and thus can point out all the foibles. That's how it works.
But Lockhart is basically just a vehicle for him to say, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong. All you people are dumb. The world is corrupt. And Hogwarts allows that to go on, which I find amazing.
How many teachers tried to kill students again?
And then the final problem I really had with this fic was there's no tension. Like, it just, there's one character that dies at the end of the first book, but then you realize, oh wait, no, that character's alive anyways, so it's fine.
What?
Yeah, that character just faked their death.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And
I never really got a sense of danger. Like, there was one part where they were doing this whole Quirrell's Christmas challenge type thing where there was a sense of danger, but after that, I never felt any tension.
Yeah, if you're going to cross over Harry Potter with Fate's Stay of all series, the one thing you should have in that story is a sense of danger and, oh shit just got real moments. That should happen in that kind of story.
There's just not enough of those. It's just, oh, well, I guess I might as well start training and then start wooing girls. Accidentally, too, because protagonist.
Yeah, because, Shinji would not, go after any girl and go too far in his pursuits of them and do horrible things.
He's not even going after the girls. It's, oh, hey, look. Hey, look, Hermione's liking me because I'm nice to her. And, oh, hey, look, Luna Lovegood. She totally makes sense. And then...
So, of all the characters to pick, did he ever explain why he picked Shinji? Or...
It's mainly because Shinji early had drive, and it was kind of like the letter to Hogwarts saved him from becoming the horrible rapist person he becomes later on.
Right.
That sounds like it doesn't bear out in the actual story. Like, it just fixed all of the problems with his character for the sake of fixing the problems and not actually doing it through character development or anything.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. So I'm dropping that story because the first one was okay. The second one is where the problems really start to show. And like they took out the Dementors to put in Hit Wizards and Alistair Moody.
Hit Wizards were already a thing, and Alistair Moody was also already a thing.
I know, that's fine, but it's just that there's still no sense of danger. And frickin' the Ron bashing is so real in this.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that. I like the Ron bashing, but... Oh...
Yeah, I once read a story where Ron would shit himself anytime he had jealous thoughts, and I thought, yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with this.
That would be interesting. Oh, and of course Shinji ends up forming this society with Harry Potter as the spiritual leader, the Stonecutter Society, and everybody loves the Stonecutters because they slayed a troll and saved the day, but nobody ever joins the Stonecutters. But nobody ever joins the Stonecutter Society, because screw you. Like, the entire first book, they have the society, and nobody ever joins it, aside from the original members. And then I'm more than halfway through the second book, and still nobody has joined it.
The Stonecutters.
Yeah. Isn't it great? Isn't that imaginative?
Wasn't that the fucking secret society from that Simpsons episode?
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yes, it was as well. Exactly.
I think he's missing the point of a Fate Stay crossover. God damn.
It's not. And the Fate Stay stuff he does bring in is extended universe. Oh, and by the way, Rin's part of the harem too, because why not?
Sure.
Because when Christmas comes around, Shinji decides to send presents to everybody, including Rin and Shiro and even his grandfather, who.
Did he even know Shiro at that point?
I don't think so, but he does anyway.
Why didn't he send one to Saber as well, just for the fucking hell of it?
He sends like a goblin suit of armor to Shiro, even though he's barely acquainted with him.
Yeah, because he really was such a nice guy like that, wasn't he?
Yeah, because
they were friends in canon.
And he does send presents he sends a present to Sakura, and he sends a present to his grandfather, and all the extended Nasuverse people he meets, because you need a lot of those.
Of course.
It's just Shinji in this. I was hoping to read a fic where you got a big jerkwad going into Hogwarts and just kind of being hilarious.
Being an asshole, yeah.
But I didn't get that. I got them ripping out Shinji's personality, replacing it with Bricktagonist Sue character. And that's what I got.
I could see that concept working well if you played it as Shinji being Shinji. So he would be a pompous dickhead because, he comes from a Magus family, which is better than these shitty wizards, even though he is not in fact a Magus and is just a shitty wizard.
Yeah.
I can absolutely see him acting like that, and I think it'd be hilarious to see people just shit on him all the time.
And that would have been, that's why I was like laughing. I was kind of excited to read this when Slicer mentioned it. Because like, with Shinji, yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm down with that. But it was not doing the character justice or the Fate Stay Night universe. Like, Nasuverse has a lot of extended things from that. The person even made a whole Japanese wizarding academy, and they added in a whole Ofuda system for Onmyoji and whatnot. And I'm just like, okay, combining.
You're using terms that I don't understand at this point. So
yeah, they're using Japanese witchcraft as well that he picks up.
Oh right, okay.
As well as Eastern, and I'm just okay. I mean,
oh, you mean like the Shikigami stuff?
Yeah, like that, like the Shikigami, the little Ofuda, the paper slips that do things like sealing and binding. You know, it was a cool concept, but it wasn't well executed.
Oh well. Valiant effort, though, yeah.
Yeah. And I talked about that for a long time, so
a little bit, yeah. It's fine.
But we got some nice discussion in there, so yeah. I'm gonna say I'm done for this week.
Okay. Ken, what's been done this week?
All right. Okay. So I've been looking more into getting this stupid PlayStation 4 versus thing with Zero worked out.
Okay.
Still don't have Zero's gamer tag yet. Don't think I ever will.
It's just.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a gamer tag, Kenshi. It's a PlayStation ID, maybe?
Whatever.
No,
PlayStation ID.
Kenshi, what's my username on everything?
I don't know. It could be different on PlayStation.
Kenshi, what's my username on everything?
I used that excuse when it was with you, Kenshi. I said, hey, Kenshi, what's your username? Same as it is for everything else. Second amount of hypocrisy I've heard from you today.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, apparently.
I mean,
so Ken, his account name is King of Zero X. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Maybe. No. All right, I'll do something. Actually, I'll do it now. Anyway, okay. In addition to that, I bought like a 3 terabyte drive so I can like save footage. Because I tried.
That's good.
I tried to because I was thinking like PlayStation will let you save footage on the PlayStation, but it's glitchy as hell. Like it won't. Like it says it'll let you save 15 minutes of footage at a time, but when I tested it out, it only saved like 4 minutes and it cut out randomly. So that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So,
no.
Yeah. So I'm looking into buying the piece, the HD PVR2 thing, so I can record on that.
I have no idea what that meant, but you know, just you remember to do your research and get the right one, because getting the wrong one would really suck.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good at all.
No.
But yeah, I'm doing that, and then it's gonna come to fruition. I'm gonna beat Zero's ass on PlayStation, and the world will hear his cries of agony.
He's gonna start playing like Street Fighter, and me not being any good at Street Fighter at all will just die.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you some practice runs. I'll let you practice.
Oh,
I mean,
Street Fighter is the one fighting game I just cannot play.
Do you have anything we can play together?
I got Injustice.
Okay, we can play that. We were going to do that anyway.
When are you going to play Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, but Zero never bought that game.
I never did.
Didn't he? Oh.
So he's also going into that blind.
You know what? That's the best way to go into a fighting game with somebody who's played it before.
Yeah, button mash, motherfucker.
Mortal Kombat's not good for button mashing anymore.
It kind of isn't, actually. Yeah, I played 9, so...
So if you button mash in that game, you're going to get killed. If you button mash in Injustice, you're going to get killed.
Yeah, it's real easy to find combos anyway, so it's not that big a deal. But
I'll show you my favorite character, Harley Quinn, in Injustice.
Okay.
I like Harley Quinn and the Joker in that game. They're both very fun to play as.
Gonna green arrow all up in your nutsack.
No, he's
green
too technical. Cool. That means you have more skill.
Fine, I will bane you. I will bane your face, just so I can break your back. How about that?
I'm gonna
just
die.
To clarify, I'm not going to link all these games. It's not going to happen.
Basically, what's going to happen is when we do Flux Fight Night, I'm going to die.
Oh god, he's already named it. Okay.
Named it before in previous episode.
Yeah, we did. I'm also going to make you play Rocket League. You will love it.
Okay. I'll play that with you. I'll also lose, but I'll play it with you.
That's not important. Whether you win or lose at Rocket League isn't important.
What matters is if you feed Kenchi's ego.
No, what matters
is how badass you look when you do a backflip and hit the ball.
Yeah, that's what matters. How badass your bullshit goals look. That's what matters.
Not even goals. You just hit the ball while you were backflipping, and that's the badass bit. You could hit an own goal with that, and that's still awesome.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it since I told you about it last time? Rocket League?
Well, Rocket League. Yeah, I've watched loads of videos on it. I kind of do want to get it. I think I have it, actually.
Really?
I might do. It's on PC, obviously. But
yeah, that doesn't matter. We'll play it. If you have it, that'd be awesome.
Do you have it on PC?
I can buy it, now.
Oh.
I have.
Oh, right. I forgot Ken is moneyed now.
Yeah,
so.
I have that producer stacks now.
Yeah.
I want to be a producer.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Now I just have Springtime for Hitler stuck in my head.
Good.
Anyway, anything else, Ken?
Not really, Just, being Ken, chilling. Oh, that's right. Oh, yes. Finally, I got behind. I've been procrastinating for 6 months. I finally got the guitar string on my guitar fixed. So, yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
And it took 2 tries because I bought acoustic strings first. Because I'm a dumbass like that.
Yay. Go buy a guitar to match them.
I'm not going to drop a few $100 on a guitar just because I brought strings for it. Guitars come with strings.
Well, now you got backups for when you buy a guitar.
I'm not buying an acoustic guitar until I actually know how to play guitar.
I have an acoustic guitar in my closet. I don't know how to play it.
When the fuck did I buy Rocket League?
I don't know.
I genuinely don't remember buying that, but apparently I have it.
I don't know, but I'm going to buy it too so we can play it.
I'll buy it as well if you guys are going to play it.
Cool.
I'll buy it once the podcast is over.
Yeah, we'll have to do a team or something rather than facing versus.
You could both.
Because then we'd have. What?
You could both be on a team and play me.
Okay. Yeah.
And a bot.
That'd go great, I'm sure. Be entertaining for someone, anyway. Yeah, anything else, Ken?
That's all I've got, pretty much.
Cool. Okay. Guy, you want to go next?
I haven't really been doing much, to be honest. I've been pretty boring with work more than anything.
What do you do, anyway?
I'm an engineer.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, I build mortars.
What?
I build mortars.
Okay, you're gonna have to clarify. Do you mean mortars as in brick and mortar, as in building, or do you mean mortars as in
electric mortars?
Giant...
For cars.
Oh,
motors.
Oh.
Okay.
What did you think I said?
Mortars.
Ah, okay.
As in the giant fucking rocket thingies that you shoot into the sky and they come back down and hit something and explode massively and it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I only do those part-time.
Fair play, you spend your day working on motors and then you go home and work on mortars,
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how it goes. It's a regular day. Okay. I'm gonna put mortars in the link dump. If that's
By all means.
Yeah. That means I get to look up videos of mortars firing for an evening. That's gonna be fun, actually. Yeah. So nothing interesting. Do any writing at all?
No, not particularly.
Dang.
Sorry.
Okay, I guess I'll go. I played a lot of Metal Gear Solid 5, obviously.
Yeah, you did.
Because I want to play more. Ken, question.
Yo.
When do you unlock the medical unit so I can move all these guys that have E and everything except for medical out of the way?
Forget which mission you unlock it after. Let me think. God. Chain of Events is really...
I have up to mission 10 unlocked. Yeah, because I just did the one where you have to find the rocket launcher. Then the skulls show up and you shoot them in the head like 50 times to kill them. Yeah, that was an engaging boss fight.
They had to fight them again later. Which mission did you just finish? You know
Where Do Bees Sleep, I think it was called. Mission 6.
I don't know. I think it's between 7 or 10.
Okay, well, I have 7 through 10 unlocked, so I guess it's one of those.
Okay.
Thanks. That's, great insight. Thanks, Ken. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of that game. That's still a really fun game. I still suck at it. Like, really bad. But it's fun. But I suck at it.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
But you suck at it.
Yeah, I tend to get like halfway through clearing out an entire base of dudes, and then just think, I got rid of most of them. They're all like ballooned away, as they tend to end up. Let's take it easy. I can just sort of quickly sneak up on this guy, and then there's another guy behind me, and then I get shot with a shotgun in the back.
Vigilance.
Yeah, here's a little advice if you keep Fultoning guys out. Stop Fultoning shitty guys out, because they will fill up your roster.
Yeah.
And you'll have to get
I know,
people.
but... Yeah, I do that on occasion. I keep on top of that. It's a mild inconvenience for the sake of getting rid of guys without having to kill them. Because if I Fulton them out, then 1, they're not on the map anymore for enemies to discover. 2, I don't have to kill them. Which means I don't get like demon points, and I think there's bonuses for not killing people.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah, so I don't have to do that.
Just hide the body inside another body.
There's like porta potties and dumpsters and shit you can hide bodies inside of.
Yeah, but I don't care about finding that shit. I don't care. This might be a reason why I suck at this game. Yeah, so aside from that, I've been reading a hell of a lot of shit. I've been watching an old TV show called Chuck. I don't know if anyone watched it.
Oh yeah, I watched it.
I watched it briefly for a bit.
I watched pretty much all of that.
Yeah, that was a great show. I understand why Guy probably didn't watch it, because it was on fucking, what was it, Bravo when it was on in this country?
I've got no idea. I watch it myself online.
Yeah, well, it was on a channel no one watches in the UK, so like no one paid attention to it in this country. But yeah, that was pretty great, and it holds up pretty well, surprisingly.
How old is it now?
Oh god, I don't know. It must have gone off 2010, maybe. I think went off the air.
God,
I can look it up.
Old.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I still feel young and beautiful, so I don't know what you guys are feeling.
You're 20.
I'm young and beautiful.
Yeah, 2007 to 2012, so wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a good show. Having fun watching it again. Anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think of. I know there's something. Oh yeah, I have over the past few weeks been rewatching Kingdom, the anime. Zero watched it. He knows what I'm talking about.
I read the manga.
Close enough. Yeah, that doesn't quite hold up as well, unfortunately. Tell a lie. The military stuff, where they're in pitched battles and things and working towards objectives and such things, that's all good.
The humongous battles.
Yeah, that's always fun. But at the start of the second season, it spends a lot of time on political intrigue and such that doesn't really go anywhere. And I long stopped caring, unfortunately.
I actually dropped reading Kingdom because it just got kind of boring. Because political intrigue, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, but you want to.
It's great if there's impact and consequence to it, but there just isn't.
Serious.
It's all posturing against posturing. Someone's doing a deal behind someone else's back, but then it gets found out, so they have to cancel the deal so nothing happens because of it. And it just kind of goes on like that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just going to skip all those episodes and get back to the fighting because the fighting is cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's good the first time, and then you just can't watch it again because it's not as good the second time through. Just doesn't work like that for that kind of premise. Oh, and finally, new season of Doctor Who premiered last week.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I quite like that one actually.
Yeah, it was hard not to. For I think Ken and Zero are the uninitiated, and probably most of our listeners, in fairness, but. The Doctor gets introduced this time. He's apparently celebrating what's going to be his death because he's expecting to die. And he chooses to do so by going into the Middle Ages. And he comes on screen, coming out of the gates, playing a guitar solo while riding a tank.
That's
All right.
awesome.
That's
In the Middle Ages.
Yep. It might be one of the greatest things I've ever seen on that show. And that is actually saying something because there's a lot of cool stuff that happens on that show. Go figure.
Speaking of TV, Gotham started its new season.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that called better yet?
It's focusing on the villains this time, so yeah. In case
That's a step in the right
in
direction.
case you don't know, Barbara Gordon is actually insane at this point. She actually became a cross between a yandere and a serial killer. Well, not necessarily a serial killer. She was forced to kill her parents and then went insane and then wants to kill the person who Gordon now likes.
Yeah,
I get the feeling they're missing the point of doing early Batman.
They are going with their own story now. And they've eventually...
Oh, well, what the fuck was the point of the... Oh, fuck.
Well, that's what it feels like. There's this weird guy who's assembling a bunch of crazy people to form a sort of Sinister Five at this point.
Yeah, I didn't get that. So, but are they going to give the Joker superpowers?
Technically, the Joker does have superpowers.
Is making a lot of lame jokes a superpower?
Apparently, one writer decided, hey, the Joker needs to never die ever, 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 so let's make sure it can't happen by having Gotham be a hellmouth and Joker somehow magically connected to it so he can't ever die ever.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid, but as a result, the Joker has the superpower of never dying ever, so...
Well, that's okay.
Thanks, DC.
That's okay, because Batman has the superpower of never killing him ever.
Yeah, it works out well that way, yeah.
But...
They really are just alike, aren't they?
Yeah. But, greatest focus on the villains. Penguin is now running the underground of Gotham.
Damn right he is.
And I like Penguin and Victor Zsasz as a team. Because Zsasz is now working for Penguin, and they're fun. They are just loads of fun.
Never thought I'd hear anyone say Victor Zsasz is fun. Like,
Because it's like they sneak into they go into one guy's house, they kill all the Zsasz kills all the guards, and Penguin's just like rifling through the guy's kitchen saying, "Hey, you have any peanut butter?" While Zsasz points a gun at him.
Yeah, that's the problem with Gotham. There's a lot of bad things that make me want to stop reading it, and then there's just the good that make me want to stop watching it. But then there are the good scenes that kind of keep me going. It's annoying like that.
It's like this whole season though is supposed to focus more on villains, and that was the high point of Gotham for season 1. A lot of the time.
I'm getting the impression that they really just shouldn't. It's kind of like that Mato Shinji thing. They're using the name, but it's not really at all.
I get to see Penguin be awesome, and he's my favorite character, so that's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gotham's supposedly good this season?
It's getting off to a pretty okay start. I mean,
one episode.
Yeah, it's taking a step in the right direction at least.
Same for Doctor Who, because last season was shit. So how's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anyway?
I don't think it's started up the next season yet, has it?
Well, no, but how was the last season? I know the first season did not do so hot.
Once they introduced Hydra, the whole thing became a lot better. And then it got to the point where it was actually really good. It had some flaws, but it generally got millions of times better than before when they were just, we're Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. without doing stuff. We're just doing missions of the week. That type of thing was just bad. With Hydra, you got more character development, and it got to be a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, I did like it at the end of season 1, but then towards the end of season 2, it kind of got bad again.
Yeah.
It's the Inhumans bit.
The Inhumans got really forced in there in a way that was kind of... Yeah. But still, I enjoyed it.
I'll be honest, I just looked up Daredevil season 2, and that's going to be happening next year.
I want Daredevil season. Daredevil is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
When next year? It better be January of next year.
It just says 2016. That's all it says.
Damn
they went into production. They went into production at the beginning of summer. So
I'm actually looking forward to AKA Jessica Jones. I think that one's going to be
good
too.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so. I liked the trailer, but it didn't tell us a goddamn thing. So.
But then again, even the first Daredevil trailer.
Yeah, it's just a lot of neon and David Tennant shouting, Jessica! Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that could be. I think that starts this month, to be honest. I think it's released this month because it's Netflix again, isn't
it? 20th of November.
Ah, shit. Okay. Oh well, that's not far off.
2 months. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. I guess I can call that my week, as we went on a few tangents there. That happens. It doesn't happen as much as it used to. I'm a little disappointed by that. We used to go way off the rails at the beginning of this podcast, and not so much anymore.
Well, that's because you tried to make it all professional and shit. With everything that you changed, you tried to make it all more professional and straightforward, and now you won't let us go off on random tiffs any longer. You try to guide it back to where we need to be.
I totally do. I occasionally try and segue back in, but not really.
Yeah.
There's no emphasis.
Back in the early days, you were kind of timid and didn't want to scare one of your podcast members off. Now you don't give a fuck anymore. You don't know you don't care. So you'll be a dick about it now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, so that's what we're doing thing. So we've done what we're doing. So next is first topic of the week.
It's a doozy.
It's been one that's been on the list since before the YouTube channel, I think.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah. When did we start the YouTube channel? 34, I think it was, episode 34. So yeah, 70 episodes ago.
I think it was Slicer who actually put this up there.
No, it was me.
No, it was you?
If it's a terrible topic, it's always me.
Okay.
Yeah. So childbirth, or more specifically, writing childbirth and how to deal with it and how characters deal with it and bounce off it and hey, it's a fucking wonder of life and shit. Yeah.
Don't go into detail, please.
Yeah. I'll admit I came up with this topic because I just started rewatching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think it was Brotherhood, or was it the original? I don't know. It was the one where they have an entire episode dedicated to, hey, this woman's pregnant. It was weird.
In my opinion, a lot of the time, the less spent on this, the better.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I kind of agree. It always feels stupid and hokey and really fucking cheesy when you have everyone in the show just sort of drop everything because baby coming. It's not so great.
Yeah. I'd say you can have it be like, oh yeah, great thing, but don't spend too much time on it. It's miracle of birth, but there's tons of births every year, so it's not a big deal, right? basically,
What is it, like 22,000 births a minute or something?
yeah, it slows down the pace of a story if you stop and spend an entire chapter on a childbirth or something. And generally, you want to maintain interest, so slowing down is not always the best option.
Huh. Well, this makes it easy. 360,000 births per day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know what you want me to say about this. I don't fucking know. This is out of my depth.
That's it for childbirth. Basically, don't spend too much
much.
time on it, and it would be best if you mention it in passing and try not to go too much into detail, because if you spend more time on it, you're taking time away from other things you could be doing instead.
It's basically out giving birth back in 2 minutes, which is a real trope according to TV tropes. We get them now.
Awesome.
Huh.
That's a good trope.
I did not know that. But yeah, I can't really argue with the concept. Let's not waste any time on it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even though actual births tend to take like 24 hours or more.
It just slid out.
Instant birth, just add water.
Well, just remove water.
Just break some water. Alright. I think we're
All right. Yeah, mark that shit off.
To clarify, that's not actually water when they say the water
I am
broke.
aware.
It's actually
Shut the fuck up.
Nobody wants to go into detail. That's just what we said for childbirth. Don't go
We
into
don't
detail.
educate people on the show, okay? That's not what we're here for. Come on.
We do.
No, we
It's
don't.
not about
actually
childbirth.
that's kind of what these topics are for, to tell people how to whatever.
Is there a point to these topics? I thought they were just random stuff.
Generally speaking, it's about writing and how to use certain plot devices and storytelling techniques and such things. So childbirth in particular, we basically came to the conclusion of don't.
Okay.
Alright, next topic, please.
Next topic is ludonarrative dissonance.
Yay!
Yep. That thing's
Okay.
a word, apparently.
I need to look up how this thing came to be again, so that I can read it for the sake of people that aren't in the know. Alright. Ludonarrative dissonance refers to conflicts between a video game's narrative and its gameplay. The term was coined by Clint Hocking. I told everyone I would look that up, and I did.
God bless Wikipedia.
A former creative director at LucasArts and then at Ubisoft, on his blog in October 2007. Hocking coined the term in response to the game BioShock, which according to him promotes the theme of self-interest through its gameplay, while promoting the opposing theme of selflessness through its narrative, creating a violation of aesthetic distance that often pulls the player out of the game. Video game theorist Tom Bissell, in his book Extra Lives, 2010, notes the examples of Call of Duty 4 where a player can kill all but their digital partner during gameplay without upsetting the built-in narrative of the game. So yeah, this is when you have Eris die in a cutscene and you can't revive her with a Phoenix Down, is the example I tend to jump to.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Guy.
Well, I'm just wondering, is it worth us talking about this? Because from the sound of things, there's been a lot of other people talking about it, and probably a lot more depth.
Just because other people talk about it doesn't mean we can't. This is basically what fanfiction is.
Well, yes, sure, but, are we really going to go into video game theory? Yeah, or...
Well, video game fics tend to,
Video game fics are in fact a thing, so
Yeah,
even...
fair enough.
Even beyond just the fact that, hey, video games are the setting, there are fics that are just, hey, video games are the plot device. This is... The player is now seeing the world as if he's in a video game, so...
Yeah, there's quite a few of those.
As far as fanfiction is concerned, this is important. Because generally you'll find that in games, in fics, where it's a game is the... Like, say you're writing a Persona 3 fic, because, you're writing a fic about a game, you're going to tend to stick more with, the narrative, not necessarily...
Some of the aspects will stick through in the fic. Like, a lot of people that write Persona stories still keep the concept of social links in.
Yeah.
And will even have them rank up.
Yeah, you'll keep, because that's one of the more interesting things, and it's it's relevant. But keeping in an item that revives people is, you have to adapt that, because you're dead, you just can be revived. Otherwise, they would have just done that to other characters that have died in the series.
I've seen, like with the Phoenix Down thing, I've seen fics where Phoenix Down just wakes you up, but that's not good because there's an item that wakes you up. Yeah. So.
It's like that's the best compromise you can get with those items, other than just cutting them out. A lot of the problem that I think people face is, how far into the game mechanics do I go?
Now I say for something like that, you can keep Phoenix Down, but have it be like something extremely rare, and they can't.
You can't just have it. Well, it is named Phoenix Down. It is the feathers from a phoenix. By the way, I didn't get that until someone pointed it out to me. Yeah, there is an entire segment of the Giant Bomb cast where I was listening to it, and Jeff Gerstmann they're talking about Phoenix Downs, and then Jeff Gerstmann is like, "Oh, down, oh," and that's literally. I need to link that. Yeah, I just thought it would down and then rise up like a phoenix, but it's down from a phoenix.
I got that pretty easily.
I didn't think that was something special.
I did not get that at all. Phoenix Down. Okay.
But I think it really depends on what type of fic you want to write, because some fics, like you've got the gamer fics, where it's not necessarily using the system from the game, although a lot of things rely on that, but use more game-related things, and that's one of the plot points, is that this is a game mechanic forced into this franchise or the series, and this is how it impacts everything. And then with games that naturally have those mechanics in there, like, you're not going to do a Call of Duty fic where you get shot, and then like you hide behind,
and then you just hide behind a wall, wait 30 seconds, and you're fine.
No, because you want realism, you want tension, you want it to be, again, as realistic as possible. So people tend to more rely on the narrative and cutscenes and whatnot.
Yeah, this actually brings up an interesting point about video game fics specifically, like let's say the gamer fics, for the sake of naming them. They don't actually do ludonarrative dissonance at all.
No.
And I think they miss a trick there. I think that if done well, they could actually incorporate it and say, okay, this is a cutscene that's happening now, you're not allowed to interfere.
Cutscene mode.
Yeah. Because it's a video game, and you have to take the good with the bad when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah, that would be terrible. That'd be awesome.
You are now a normal person. What do you do? Oh, crap.
Yeah.
That'd be a very interesting concept. I'd like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of the gamer fics tend to just be power fantasies more than anything else.
Yeah.
Like most fanfictions, let's be honest, but still.
There's a place for power fantasies.
No question. It's just, I'd like to see something else for once.
Yeah. Generally speaking, like, when you're dealing with the gamer fics, everybody wants to be powerful, everyone wants to be like, oh, level up, I got all these skills and everything. And because of the game mechanics, they tend to solve everything. Because healing items in general, like, when I write Persona 3, so, like, when I've introduced a healing item before, but, like, I've only mentioned it in passing, as in, yeah, there's healing items, but it's technically medicine that you buy from the store as well.
Yeah.
So, that's perfectly fine. But if you just make that equivalent to medicine, but like again, things that break what's possible. Like, oh, hey, look, here's a Phoenix Down.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Anything else to say for this very in-depth topic that we are probably not particularly qualified to talk about, but
honestly, I'd say if this topic interests you, if you're writing a fic about a game, or if you're writing a fic, like a gamer fic, I recommend you read up on this and look into it more, and just think of this as a starting point, because really there's a lot of depth to this.
I reckon you probably could also go the other way, and you could go into too much detail about it.
Oh yeah.
If you tried to explain every little element, this
trying to explain every single little game mechanic and everything in a realistic way.
Yeah, there is the downside of ludonarrative dissonance is a bad thing in itself, but there is the flaw in it that it causes people to try and rationalize, to try and make it make sense.
Once you start doing that, you get into things like, oh, the world is actually too small, or something like that. Mm-hmm. People don't actually fit in it. And, eventually it just distracts.
You try and rationalize this thing, and then this other thing comes up, and it contradicts the thing that you rationalized before, so you have to try and work around that as well. And then something else pops up out of nowhere, and then you have to figure out how that fits into the whole... And then you have to try and build this whole headcanon into how all of this actually kind of makes sense if you think about it and squint. So, yeah.
Which to be fair, I do it quite regularly, actually. But
I think a lot of fan fiction writers do, because that's kind of what we have to do to put together a good setting for the story beyond the confines of what the original story was, because there's so much extra stuff in the world that the writer just never got around to doing. So that we have to just, put the pieces together and expand and extrapolate on what they put there so that we can write extra stuff about it, because, you don't want to write the same story 1,000 times.
But as soon as you do that, you can guarantee that there's going to be somebody in the reviews yelling at you, oh, this doesn't fit in the canon.
Yeah.
And, that's the point where you try to find a way of defining what fan fiction actually is. Somebody who clearly doesn't get the concept. Which...
Yeah. I'm writing a story, buddy. I'm not writing their story. It's a different story, and thus I have to add stuff. That's kind of part of what writing is. You have to create. You have to be creative. It's almost like it's a creative enterprise in writing stories. Who'd have fucking thunk it? Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much sums it up to me.
I was just letting the two Englishmen do this.
Okay, so we're moving on to the next one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, this one I'm pretty sure we've talked about a couple of times before, but it's a thing that bears repeating because it made my life miserable for a little while. Collaborative fics.
If you find a good partner, this is really fun to do. If you don't find a good partner...
I've actually been asked to do a collaboration fic just recently by this guy. I don't really know him, and I'm trying to be polite, but can you find a polite way of, no, I don't want to do it because I don't think you're a very good writer?
One of my...
saying outright on a very public space that you don't think they're a very good writer, and they're probably going to know who you're talking about.
Yeah, not enough people who watch this podcast.
Thanks. You're a classy guy. I appreciate it.
But, for example, my collaboration fic I do, it's me and a friend from my other Skype group, and she's very good at description, and I'm not exactly very good on that. She's like a walking thesaurus at times, but it's our styles kind of complement each other, and I end up editing what she does, and she edits a little bit of what I do. I edit more of what she does because I'm more experienced, but we're able to...
Not that you're bragging.
No, I'm not...
You're bragging a little bit.
I'm just saying that, I tend to dominate it a little bit too much, but still we get a nice, idea like brain trust going on.
Yeah, something like that I would actually really like to do. It's just,
It's a lot more difficult than it seems.
I can't do it at all. I'm kind of a dick, so I don't work well with others.
It depends on your personality to work well with others, on the other person's ability to work well, and the fact that you two are going to have to actually be able to share and collaborate and be willing to make.
You have to be willing to bend on what ideas are going to go forward and how the story is going to progress, or everything's going to be miserable for everyone.
I tried something like this before with an actual idea. Like me and some dude were working together to create an actual graphic novel, and it didn't work out because I'm an awful partner. I have to be in control of everything and go at my own pace and everything, and that wasn't happening. So I had to bow out. So yeah.
Yeah,
like when you
go on.
Like when you've got two people who really want to dominate the story, then that's really where the problems kind of start to show up. Like with my collaboration, my partner is fine with me dominating parts of it. She just wants to be able to write a little bit and contribute ideas and whatnot, which is rare.
Yeah. I guess I've been on both sides of the collaboration, where I've been subservient to another's whims, and then, demanding that, someone else has to follow all of my ideas to the letter, and if they try and do anything different, then I'll shut them down hard. Hi, Ethan. How's it going? Yeah.
Whatever happened to Ethan?
He's doing stuff. I talk to him every now and again.
Who's Ethan?
He used to be on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah, he was in the first 18 episodes, and he basically took over writing one of my stories for a little while, until that fell through for the reasons I just went over. So, yeah, basically, I am once again going to tell the story of Face Every Shadow, as I tend to do every 30 episodes or so on this podcast. So, I started writing a fic. It was based on a previous fic by Sam Jazz, called Persona 3 Fairly English Story. I basically wrote the sequel story for the Persona 4 cast. And to do that, I had to follow Sam Jazz's plan, as much as he had one. There was good in that, because I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to do, and a lot of them fit in quite well. There was also bad, because I had one very particular idea that I kind of wanted to do that would define two characters' relationships, and I was writing the story in observance of that. And he basically said, no, don't do that, because I have already written something that contradicts that, and I don't take back anything I write ever. That's literally what he said. So, yeah, I had to retool a lot of that relationship for those two characters, which was irksome.
You've said you've said before there's a lot of parts where like, oh, this might be happening, and then it never actually happens.
Yeah. So I kept writing that for a while, and eventually ran out of steam, due in part to my dwindling desire to write on a very, 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 very regular basis. I was updating quite a lot for a while, and then just sort of slowly dropped off. And due in part to the fact that it was barely my story at that point.
Yeah, I suppose
yeah,
you've got to make sure there's actually two people writing it.
Yeah, I was basically writing it. A lot of the plot ideas were mine, but I would have to run a lot of things by him first.
The way I do the collaboration is we have a Google Docs open, and we switch off writing. We make a plan at the beginning of the chapter, and then we switch off writing, and if one of us has an interesting idea, we implement it.
Yeah, okay. What do you do when one person says, no, that's terrible, don't do that?
We listen to the other person. Like, if she says, no, that's terrible, which she doesn't really, I'll just say okay, and then I'll delete it. And if I say no, it's terrible. She's like, okay, I'm sorry. Do you have a better idea? And then we go with it. We generally get along pretty well.
Yeah. So I guess the problem for me was working with someone who already knew exactly how they needed my story to go.
Yeah.
Which does not allow for a great deal of creative freedom.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, I was on the other side of the relationship. I was basically telling Ethan what he needed to write for me to make my story good. Yeah. And he disagreed with me at one point, and I basically said, no, we're not doing things your way, we're doing things this way, because I've had this plan for a long time, this was how I was going to write it, so we're going to do that, so that it doesn't mess up the entire plan I have for the rest of this story. If you please, thank you very much. Yeah, and then we kind of stopped getting in contact for a little while. Yeah. My fault on that side, I think. Oh well.
Everybody
mostly.
makes mistakes.
I still stand by the fact that I kind of needed that not to happen. Because I had a plan. And I don't have a plan often when it comes to writing. But I had a plan and I needed to go right. So... But I was relying on him to write the story because I didn't have the motivation for it anymore. And so it fell through.
And then that story stopped updating.
No, and then that story stopped updating for a while, and then I updated to say, hey, I abandoned it, but here is the entire plot as I had it planned.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
What story was
that? Persona 4 Face Every Shadow. It was the first story I wrote. It was really shit at the beginning, like, embarrassingly so. I don't like looking at it anymore.
I look at the beginning and I think, yeah, that's Casey.
Yeah, that was the reason I stopped, like, working with the dude on the story, because he was like, hey... you do really good at dialogue and stuff. Would you mind coming in and helping write dialogue? And I'm like, sure, I'm good at that. And then he gave me like his outlines for like the way he wanted story arcs to go. I got through like one story arc and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't write dialogue, something I didn't come up with. So.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to agree it beforehand.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a tricky proposition, I suppose,
yeah.
To write dialogue for a story you didn't write, then you don't know the nuances of the story, so it's hard to get a feel for the characters just from storyboards, I guess.
Yeah, and I tried to help him with that, but I'm not good at explaining what other people need to do. So that's another thing.
Why are you on this podcast again? That's like half of what we do on here.
Explaining what other people need to do?
Yeah.
No, he's
What
not,
have we been doing for the past,
he's
like,
not explaining what they need to do, though. He's telling them what they should do. Not explaining. He's just saying, you do this.
I couldn't explain to him what he needed to fix in certain parts of his story and characters. Like, he had a protagonist that wasn't really the kind of protagonist that you would want to read about.
Great. Fantastic.
Can I ask, in what sense?
He was kind of a dickbag.
I wrote a dickbag, and people actually praised me for it, so...
Was he entertaining, at least?
Vaguely.
Kenshi, was your D-bag?
I tried to make it that way, but I couldn't, like... The way it was he was a dickbag that kind of had, like, a tragic setup, but, like, it was hard to feel sorry for them. Like...
Right. They were trying to make him a sympathy character.
Yeah.
They couldn't really.
It wasn't working like that. It wasn't going to work if he was like that. He needed to either be less of a dick or less sympathetic. And,
having cake and eating it at the same time kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, I just wrote an out-and-out asshole. I didn't really try and make him sympathetic at all. I just made him an asshole.
Well, at least you went one way.
Yeah.
Like, the problem is when you get caught in the middle and you don't commit.
Though, in hindsight, I wrote him to be an asshole, but it was my first fic, and I think you'll find with a lot of fanfiction writers, the first fics tend to be largely self-insert.
Yeah, I did have a fic like that. I've actually deleted it.
You called it. I called it. Thank you very much.
I deleted my self-inserts that were actually self-inserts.
Yeah. I don't think anybody actually remembers that one, though. It was ages ago and it wasn't very good. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I read from you was 9 minutes, and I think it had, I don't know, about 50,000 words at the time.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I did do a very short one before that, but try not to think about those days.
Yeah. Show of hands, figuratively speaking, does anyone really like the beginning stuff that they did way back in the early days?
Fuck no.
No.
Hell no.
Oh. No.
I've gone back and edited the first chapters of my main story like 7 times, I swear.
I'll be honest, every now and again I get the urge to just... Maybe I should go back and fix those early chapters of Face Every Shadow. It's my longest story. It really should be something better than holy crap how bad it was. But yeah.
You did the Sam Jazz style of first person, and it was just great.
I don't know what kind of great he means by that. But it's the insulting way.
I like to read it and laugh every now and again.
Okay. There were some good moments in that fic, okay? A lot of them were towards the end of it.
There were
some
good moments. You referenced Batman near the beginning, which I thought was great.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I said Dojima was like Batman.
Yeah, you did. Isn't it great?
Yeah. No, my dad's a detective. Batman's a detective. Yeah. So I had, even way back in the beginning, I had some good moments, even when I was a terrible, terrible writer. Yeah, so I guess that's enough of that topic. What was the collaborative fix? I'm going to call out a tangent. Fuck you, Kenshi, and Zero, saying we don't go on tangents anymore.
Never said that.
You totally said that.
No, I only agreed with that. Alright, so...
Next is a reading that someone decided to volunteer because someone decided not to actually come up with anything.
Yeah.
Kenshi.
Yeah, Kenshi.
Huh? Who? What?
And I would like to stay for this reading, but I've got to head out now. You're ready for...
Okay, well, do you have any recommendations?
I recommend that you brush your teeth morning and night and that you don't look at your phone while driving. I don't have any stories. I would have recommended I would have seconded the Mato Shinji one, but then I actually read it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll see you guys
later.
Okay, bye Zero.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay, so who's reading this? Gem. Okay, dead silence. I guess I'll do it.
Do you want me to read it? I mean, I need a link to it.
Oh, Ken hasn't read anything yet, actually, now I think about it.
This one is actually a classic. It was the very first fanfiction I've ever read, to be honest.
Right. Oh, shit. Okay.
Remember to read the summary and everything as well.
Okay. Sit up and let me spin you a yarn, children. The title of this masterpiece is FF7, the story of Rained Strife.
Come on, say it right. It's FFBII.
FFBII,
mm-hmm.
colon, the story of Rained Strife by Squirrel King. All one word. Summary, Rained Strife, who is Cloud Strife's brother, has to kill Sephiroth because Sephiroth is sending comets to hurt people.
This is the best thing you ever read. Why did you read it?
It gets better, trust me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's do this. All right.
Take it away, Ken.
Rain Strife, who was Cloud Strife's brother, no apostrophe on the S, by the way,
Mm-mm.
was Cloud Strife's brother, was one day near Midgar, in a city that was small, called Strife Town. Were, I'm assuming that it's supposed to be where, not were.
Let's not stop for every...
Okay.
Read it as it's written, but let's not stop for every grammatical inconsistency, shall we?
Where Cloud Strife was born in, and Rain Strife too. Rain Strife was littler than Cloud Strife, so he couldn't join Barrett and Tifa, so he stayed home and stayed. Rain Strife was practicing, so he could one day do it like Cloud Strife. And that is the time when it happened, when comets came down to Strife Town, and cold people in Strife Town, and Rain Strife's parents, who were Cloud Strife's parents too.
Everyone wants to do it like Cloud Strife.
The comet came, and cold people in Strife Town, and Midgar, and everywhere else, and people said really loud, "Help us, somebody, soon!" And Rain Strife heard it, so he went. Rain Strife traveled fast to where loud sounds come from to help them out there. They said all together, "Help, Rain Strife, we are hurting." And Rain Strife said back, "I will help you if you're hurting." Rain Strife blew out fire, and picked up some comets off people, and band-aided them to health. Then Rain Strife yelled out real loud, "Sephiroth, stop, or I make you stop," and traveled faster to where Sephiroth is. To where Sephiroth is, actually.
Yeah.
And Strife traveled over the lands and hills and ground and water, and wanted to stop Sephiroth, to make him stop hurting people in Strife Town, and all other towns in Fantasy World. Rain Strife stopped at other places and said, all people, I will stop Sephiroth and help the people until I do." And the people of Fantasy World said, "Thank you, Rain Strife. Save us like Cloud Strife did before." So he went. On the way to Sephiroth's castle in the sky, Rain Strife had fight and battle bad guys on the way there. Rain Strife traveled, and then boom, there was fight. And Rain Strife had to fight, but he didn't have members to help Rain Strife yet, so Rain Strife did it himself. The bad guy was like a tree, but had wings and fire came out, so Rain Strife had to duck a lot. Rain Strife went slash fast, and slash cut tree in parts, and fell apart, and died fast, so Rain Strife did wind dance, and kept traveling faster.
In fairness, if the entire world says in complete unison, "You should fucking save us, you asshole," you probably would just go and save them. It's a lot of peer pressure is what I'm saying. Anyway.
I mean, this Rain Strife's a pretty cool guy. He kills tree with wing and fire and doesn't afraid of anything.
That's surprisingly correct syntax for this particular story. So
Continue. Rain Strife went over a hill and saw a town and went, and he got in and saw bad things. Punching people in town. So Rain Strife said, "Stop!" and fighted them and won them and did wind dance and went talking to see what happened. People in town said Sephiroth came, and Rain Strife said, "No, Sephiroth, not this time," and screamed to sky. Then a Balk guy with gun on hand said, "I help you, Rain Strife, in to fight Sephiroth in the sky." So Rain Strife said, "Thanks, you black guy, you are in quest." And Rain Strife and black guy with gun hands left town to fight Sephiroth. Rain Strife and black guy talked on the way to travel there to see what happened to them. Black guy said Sephiroth comets came to his town and killed all the family in his house, so black guy wanted to kill Sephiroth back. Rain Strife told black guy about Strife Town. It all happened, so black guy said, "I help you more," because the story was sad.
You can feel the offense from Ken every time he has to say black guy.
I think it's funny, actually.
He did actually name the character at the beginning. Barrett's name is up there. But
I don't think it's Barrett. It might not be Barrett. We don't know.
It might be another guy, a black guy with gun hands. You never know.
Rain Strife and black guy kept going. Then all of a sudden, boom, again, and another fight came. Black guy said, "This is my fight this time." and shot the bad guys with weeping hands. And bad guy said, "Ah, no, Sephiroth, we're sorry, we die," and disappeared. So black guy and Rain Strife did wind dance, and music came when they danced, and then they kept going. Rain Strife and black guy kept travel on the path. Then they saw a big city on fire and said, "Oh no!" both together, because it was an important city on fire. And Rain Stripe and black guy said, "We need to help fast," and ran there. But something bad happened. To be continued?
Okay. I have an alternative theory. Maybe Black Guy is actually Serpent Guy's brother and he's just not telling us.
This story, it's an absolute classic. This is the story that inspired me. It really did.
Why? Is it inspired in the way of how did anyone ever read this crap? I could do better than this. I should do better.
Yeah.
Yes, pretty much.
Or in the sense of, wow, this is really terrible, but people are still reviewing it and, having a look at it. So, yeah, I guess people will read anything. Sure, I'll write something. This has 56 favorites and 7 follows.
If you type in bad fan fiction into Google, this one will go right down the top of the results. It's that famous.
Let's not go too far. I mean, My Immortal will come first.
Yeah, well, okay. But it's still a pretty famous story, just for being that bad.
It's pretty... Oh, I'm looking at a different page. I thought for some reason it had... Never mind. I misread something. Okay, so that was special. Yeah, I just had to check to see whether Squirrel King is still writing.
Why did you need to check that?
Half-life, full life. Consequences, free man. John Freeman has to make the ultimate choose to save humans and Henry Freeman.
Okay.
I know they're obviously fake, but they're funny fakes. Come on.
Half-Life, hero beginning. Henry Freeman has to fight Combines and save humankind.
Metal Gear Solid, Fight of Metal Gears 2. Jake Snake sneaks into enemy base and finds old enemy of Solid Snake. Halo, Halo's in space. Aliens are coming to Joe Chief's ship, and he has to leave and go to Halo Army base quick. He fucking took Chief as a fucking surname and just gave some random dude Joe Chief. Okay, cool. Totally.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the guy does.
Halo's in space too. Aliens attack. Aliens shoot Joe Chief. They're shooting back. Oh my god.
Okay. And people wonder why people don't take fanfiction seriously in any sense.
Joe Chief.
Well, this and all the porn.
Joe Chief was in space and had. I'm fine with the porn. Joe Chief was in space and had weapons, and was an army guy. But he wasn't a robot like Leak Master Chief, so he didn't fly. Joe Chief was one day in a place and shooting.
Master Chief didn't fly either.
Joe Chief was one day in a place and shooting weapon at targets, and then got a call on the space TV in the ship that said to him, "Joe Chief, aliens are shooting at ship. Come here quick." So he went.
Where did the accent come from?
I don't know. It feels right though.
You're starting to sound like Dexter. I don't know why. From the lab, not the serial killer.
Joe Chief ran fast there to where bullets aliens and took out his weapons and shot at space to hit ships. Aliens started flying from space into Joe Chief's ship, so he had to do something quick. Joe Chief punched the alien and ran fast to get big weapon from the lock room, so he went there and got it and shot alien again into legs, and they fell, and Joe Chief shot again and killed them. Joe Chief looked at dead aliens and said to them, "Aliens, we are human people, and you are aliens. But we don't need to kill things like us. then push them into space.
In fairness, the ed words without the e, that's totally a thing. That's legitimate. Probably not in this case because usually you find it in old-timey poetry, but still, it's a thing.
Yeah, I don't think you can compare this to poetry.
You don't know. Maybe that's what he was going for. It's very short.
True, yeah. Different type of poetry.
Continue.
No, I don't want to. I really don't.
Okay.
I'm done.
It destroys
That's
your
why I
soul
like-
after a while. You can only handle short bursts of it.
It was funny at first, but now it's hurting me. I can't do it anymore.
Okay. Halos in space. Okay. So that was special. Okay, I think that's everything. So we're going to go on to recommendations. Does anyone have one besides me?
Yes.
Yes, I've got 2.
Cool. People actually have... This is novel. People actually having recommendations. I don't understand.
Well, I found something. So we'll just do it.
Okay. Since Ken found something, we'll go with Ken first.
All right. This is called Triumvirate by, I don't know how to pronounce this author's name, so I'm not going to try to.
Link it.
The whole fic or the fucking name?
Either.
All right. 1 sec. Sorry. All right. I'll link chapter 9. Just take out the 9 and put a 1 in there before the actual thing.
Renaris.
Oh, well, look at you, Mr. All right. It's Pokemon fic. Once again, I am a fan of these fics where in the Pokemon world, these things are actually fucking dangerous and kill people, you know? They're
Yep.
animals with superpowers, so... You gonna say something? Never mind.
No.
Okay. It utilizes, it's kind of like, it's weird. I believe it's, Pokemon Adventures, like manga, than actual like, games or anything. But they refer to like blue as Gary, red as Ash. And they gave a name to Green, one of the main girl characters from the Pokemon Adventures, so I'm not sure which is more prevalent. That's not the point. Plot basically is this dangerous fucking world. Team Rocket has a conspiracy going on in Kanto, as is always, and they are trying to stop them. Green used to work for Team Rocket, and it's weird because they link a bunch of plot points from Pokemon Adventures along with the own plot in here, and how Team Rocket's trying to control Pokemon and like make hybrids and shit. So it's pretty interesting. I like the way they focus on gym leaders as like basically they're like the sheriff, mayor, whatever the fuck. And every town is like got their own different way of things being run. Things like that. I'm really a fan of how they did Lieutenant Surge. So I recommend it. Give it a try. Lots of violence, stuff dying, Pokemon getting killed in battle, Pokemon killing in battle. It's good stuff.
Okay. And Guy, you go next.
Right, well, I've got 2 fics. The first one,
All right.
if I was playing Dragon Age, so I was trying to find a good Dragon Age fic, and actually, I'm a bit surprised I like it as much as I do. All roads lead to Denham. So it's basically it's an orange fic, origins fic. It's with all of the different possible origins, so there's lots of OCs in it. But
Oh yeah, there's a few different ones of those.
yeah,
Yep.
it's
Some of them very good. Yeah.
yeah, it's well written. I like the dialogue, and I actually like the characters. It's I think it's got a good pace to it. It's a nice story. There's lots of short chapters, but it feels like stuff is moving along quite well, even if it does spend a lot of time on each of the character. I quite like the way they've set it up with that. So yeah, I think I wasn't expecting to like it as much, to be honest, from reading the description, but I do.
Pleasant surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that one. Second recommendation, One Piece fic, bit more of a cautious recommendation. It's got a really long title, which Dreams of Faraway Shores, Breaking Fate's Chains, Strong World.
That's definitely a long title, yes.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, it's quite a good one. He's diverging a lot from the canon, so he's not following it exactly. And yeah, there's 5 chapters on it. It's all right actually. There's no real big issues with it, and it looks like it could be really good.
So why is it a tentative recommendation?
Because it's hard to explain really. He's just, at the same time, I'm worried in case he might go in the complete wrong direction and make it just too, I don't know, pompous maybe, with breaking the fate's chain, strong world sort of thing, capitalizing every letter, every word like destiny, stuff like that. I don't really know how he's
getting a bit too into concepts rather than actually telling a story.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's actually pretty much, that's exactly it.
Okay, yeah. Well, we've complained about Naruto doing that enough, so yeah.
Yeah.
But okay.
Fairly good. Yeah.
Okay. My recommendation is. What is my recommendation? Because there's a few that I've put on my list recently. Okay. My recommendation is not that. Okay, yeah. This is my recommendation for this week. I still have more that can wait in the wings. So my recommendation is First Task, Shezareen Dovahkiin. So this is a Harry Potter Elder Scrolls crossover. It is a promising start. It is only 13,000 words, give or take. 2 chapters. It's basically... So, Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, Book 4, the whole tournament thing, they basically replace all the tasks with, hey, you're going to go into a video game world, and we'll rate you based on how you do in it. That's basically the concept. So, Victor Crumb goes into Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which I'm hoping for really good things from. I want a couple chapters of that, to be honest. Floor goes into Assassin's Creed 4, and Cedric goes into BioShock 2. So I'm expecting Cedric to be, traumatized by the end of the first story. But yeah, so Harry Potter, obviously, based on the title, he goes into the Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, Game of the Year edition, Legendary edition, whatever you want to call it, and it's a modded version, for whatever reason. So what I like about this story is it is not getting bogged down by the game, basically. So, yes, it's set in the game, but it does not waste its time with, hey, this chapter is all about how Harry goes into this one bandit camp and slaughters everyone and then earns 300 gold from it. Yay! That's not what happens. It skips a lot of that, and I really appreciate that.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's doing quite well so far. It's well written and put together. It's not wasting time on minutia that no one cares about. And I'm just hoping it keeps at this pace because it's doing really well. But like I say, I want some interludes from the other competitors because there's too much potential in there to just waste. Yeah. It's a fun concept, and I really hope he doesn't waste it. Yeah, so that's my recommendation. Yeah. I'm just going to type the thing that it was. Okay. So I guess that's it for this episode. Unless anyone wants to drop anything last minute.
Nah, I only had that for now. I'll come up with something next week.
Cool. All right. So I would like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast episode 104. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the YouTube channel through the comments. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. There is a link in the description. We very much appreciate everyone that donates. It allows us to do cool things like maybe play some Rocket League at some point in the very near future.
Yeah.
And I will be starting a series of videos very soon because I said I would do that, and I'm going to do some... basically that thing where I said I would do videos of the games that I bought in the Steam Summer Sale. So I'm going to start doing those. I think I'll start with Cook Serve Delicious. Simply because I can just let it play for the first minute and you'll have already seen the best part of the game. The fucking theme song. It really is the best part of the game. Yeah, so thanks for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast episode 104. Bye now.
Goodbye.
All right, see ya.